Podium Publishing presents TextAppeal, the ultimate texting guide for guys. Written by Michael Masters. Read by R.C. Bray. Part 1. Intro to Texting. I am better than you at texting. Why am I so good? 2 reasons. I started texting in Asia about 5 years before it even arrived in the U.S., and I understand the dynamics of relationships, like a chef understands alcoholism. Want to get good? Listen on. The Old Lady. I'm sitting in the Sears automotive waiting room. There's an older woman sitting across from me. She doesn't look very happy sitting with her hands in her lap, forced to focus on the silence. I have my laptop open, tethered with the internet on my jailbroken iPhone. I'm busy IMing someone on Skype while texting someone on my phone. While I am geeking out in the corner, she gets up the guts to say something. "Are you texting?" she asked. "Yep, got a few conversations going here," I said, motioning at my computer. She says, "I don't really understand that kind of thing very much. I feel like it is so impersonal. I mean, why don't young people talk face-to-face anymore? All they do is text all the time." I didn't want to openly disagree with her, but she was clearly bashing something she didn't understand. Texting has allowed us to connect more, not less. We are able to fire off a text to 10 people at the same time, drop a note to a friend when calling might not be appropriate. A text can be a permanent record of something useful, like an address or a phone number. You can text someone when a phone call can be intimidating, and you can text multiple people when phone calls would take too much time. Texting is very useful and is here to stay, but it has a lot of limitations. It is very difficult to pick up tone in a text. You may want a response back quickly, but you may not get one. Texting can be annoying, easily ignored, or cause feelings to get hurt. If you're not careful with what you say, texts can be a permanent record of what you may not want others to know. Even with all of these disadvantages, texting is incredibly useful and will only increase in functionality in the next few years. Unfortunately, no matter how much it improves, there will still be a lot of communication problems associated with texting. However, I can teach you how to get really excellent results, and very often these results are even better than talking to someone in person. I can teach you how to avoid the typical pitfalls of texting and the big no-nos that will get you ignored and erased. With some simple strategy, you will be able to get her to text you back immediately with the answer you want to hear. Does saying the right thing really make that much a difference? Abso-frickin-lutely it does. On many, many occasions, I have taken a guy or girl's phone and within minutes totally changed the results people were getting. One time I was texting an NBA ballplayer from my friend's phone. He had no clue. The point is this. It is very easy for you to control a conversation over text with a few rules and strategies. Don't underestimate what is possible in this simple medium. If you discipline yourself to take that extra 30 seconds to send something smarter than what you normally would, you will get extraordinary results. Normal conversation versus texting. Texting is very similar to normal conversation, but with one huge difference. You have time to think of a good answer. Remember the last time you got into a verbal fight with someone, and only afterwards did you think of something really good to say? You know what I mean. You ruminated for hours, days, on how to respond. "Mike, you are such an arrogant ass." I respond weakly, "Well, you are..." My eyes flick around looking for something witty, but the room is as empty as my head. Later, I come up with a deluge of excellent responses, which I write down in an angry email that I will never send. God, I hate my sister. This is the killer advantage to texting that few people take advantage of. They don't realize that they can craft a very witty, cool response to whatever anyone says to them. If you discipline yourself to take the extra 30 seconds to send something much smarter than what you normally would, you will get extraordinary results. Not only that, but you can step out of the emotional moment. In other words, you have time to calm down so that you can say the right thing later. What a killer opportunity if you tend to say the wrong thing to women. You should never hang on for the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?